Hey, Jason here from Simply Swider. If your Samsung dryer is showing an HC error code and shutting down, you're in the right place. The HC code means your dryer is overheating and shutting down as a safety measure. The good news, most of these fixes take just 5 to 15 minutes and can save you hundreds in repair costs. Before we get started, if you run into any questions, jump into our Facebook group, links in the description. We've got thousands of people helping each other fix their appliances, and I pop in there daily to help out. So, the number one culprit, and I'm talking probably 70% of the HC codes I see, is lint buildup restricting airflow. When that airflow gets choked off, heat just sits there with nowhere to go, and your dryer's internal temperature goes through the roof. You'll know this is your problem when the HC code pops up, but the dryer was actually heating and running before it shut down. Sometimes you'll see other temperature codes like TS or TC mixed in there too. Here's your fix. Pull that lint screen out and give it a thorough cleaning. I'm talking soap and water if it's really gunked up. But don't stop there. You got to check that entire vent system from the back of the dryer all the way to where it exits your house. I had this customer last month who cleaned his lint trap religiously, but his outside vent was completely blocked by a bird's nest. 20 minutes of vent cleaning saved him a service call. Now, here's where things get more serious. The heating element coil can actually sag over time and short against the metal housing, which basically means it's getting power constantly instead of cycling on and off like it should. You'll know this is happening because the dryer runs for just a few minutes before throwing the HC code, and when you open that door, the drum is going to be scorching hot. I'm talking too hot to touch. To check this, you'll need a basic multimeter. Any $10 model from the hardware store will work. First, unplug the dryer and wait 5 minutes for it to cool down. Then test for continuity between the heating element terminals and the metal chassis. If you get any reading at all, like 4 ohms or 9 ohms, that element is shorted and needs replacing. Should read infinity, meaning no connection whatsoever. The thermistor is basically your dryer's thermometer, and when it goes bad, it can send wrong temperature readings to the control board. This one's tricky because sometimes you'll get the HC code even when the dryer isn't heating at all. To test the thermistor, set your multimeter to resistance mode and check the reading. At normal room temperature, around 70 to 75 degrees, you should see about 10k ohms. In colder areas like basements or garages in the 50s, expect around 20k ohms. The key is the reading should change smoothly as temperature changes. I remember this lady called me panicking about her dryer being broken, and it turned out the thermistor was reading 7k ohms when it should have been 20k $15 part fixed a broken dryer. If you've checked the vent, tested the heating element, and the thermistor is good, but you're still getting that HC code, you're probably looking at a stuck relay on the main control board. What happens is the relay that controls the heating element gets stuck in the on position, so the element just keeps heating and heating with no way to turn off. This is definitely more of an advanced diagnosis. Basically, if everything else tests good, but the problem persists, the control board is your likely culprit. Here's an easy one to check first. Overloading. Your drum should only be about 2/3 full when you close the door. If clothes are packed tight or you can't fit your hand in easily, that's too much. Overloading blocks airflow just like a clogged vent. The fix, remove about half the load, let the dryer cool for 30 minutes, then restart with the smaller batch. Sometimes the easiest solution is the right one. All right, so the HC error is all about overheating, and I'm going to walk you through the most common causes, starting with the simplest stuff that takes 2 minutes to check, all the way up to the more involved electrical issues. Here's the thing, about 80% of these HC codes I see are caused by airflow problems, so we'll tackle those easy wins first. But if your dryer's still throwing that code after we clean everything up, we might be dealing with a shorted heating element or a bad sensor. The thermistor costs about $10 to $14. Part number DC 3200007A. This is perfect for DIY repair. Difficulty level easy. Time needed about 10 minutes. It's usually held by just 2 screws inside the dryer, and the wire connector simply unplugs and plugs back in. No special tools required beyond a basic screwdriver. Just remember to test it first with your multimeter before you order the part. No point spending money if that's not actually your problem. For the heating element, you're looking at around $27 to $38 if you buy a complete kit. The kit's nice because it usually includes the element, thermal fuse, and sometimes the thermistor too. Part number DC47000019A is the common one for these Samsung dryers. Now, this repair does require some disassembly. You'll need to get into the back of the dryer and disconnect some electrical connections. If you're comfortable with that kind of work, it's definitely worth doing. Just make sure to check that the element is actually shorted before you order anything. The control board is where things get pricey, but the sources don't give me exact pricing on these. Here's the deal though. If you've tested everything else and the HC code keeps coming back, a stuck relay on the main PCB is probably your problem. This might be where you want to get a second opinion or call someone like me, especially if the dryer's getting up there in age. Sometimes it makes more sense to put that repair money toward a new unit. Now you can see right there on your screen some of the most common Samsung dryer models that run into these HC error issues. Take a look. You might even spot your own model number up there. Don't worry about memorizing all those numbers, but it's good to know you're not alone if your dryer's on that list. Here's your action plan for the HC error. Step 1. Clean your lint trap and check all vents thoroughly. This fixes 70% of cases. Step 2. If the code returns, test your thermistor with a multimeter. Step 3. Check for a shorted heating element. Step 4. If everything tests good but the error persists, you're likely looking at a control board issue. And remember, the HC code is a safety feature protecting your dryer and your home from overheating, so don't ignore it. If you guys know someone who's having appliance troubles, please send them the link to this video or a link to my channel where I have tons of other videos showing how to fix pretty common issues with appliances, sometimes for free or as little cost as possible. It sure beats having a repairman come out and spending several hundred for them to fix it when it could be something so simple. If this helped you get your Samsung dryer working again, hit that like button and drop a comment below. Let me know which fix worked for you. Really helps other people with the same problem. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We'll get this out to more folks who need to save some time and money. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.